Okay, I have got this pulled up two different ways. The first way I've got this pulled up is in Picmonkey. As you can see, it needs quite a bit of repair work. And then I've got it pulled up in Photoshop. So I'm going to kind of jump back and forth in between the two to show you the differences between Photoshop restoration and Picmonkey restoration. So let's jump over to Photoshop right quick. We've got the same image pulled up. As you can tell, it's very badly damaged. And with Photoshop, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in so that you can see these differences pretty well. The first thing that I'm going to do is, after I get my picture pulled up, is I'm going to go up to here where it says Filter, and I'm going to scroll down to where it says Noise. Noise is all these dots and spaces that would have to normally be cleaned up by hand. And I'm going to go and I'm going to push Dust and Scratches. And what this is going to do is it's going to remove the majority of the dust and scratches that are on this photo. So let's go ahead and push that. And I can kind of adjust this if I need to. I don't want to adjust the radius because it blurs, but I could adjust this pretty high or pretty low if I needed to. See how it's adding them back in? But there it's taking almost every single one of them out. So let's push OK. And zoom back out. So let me show you the before and the after. Before, after. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you how to deal with the rest of these spots here in Photoshop. And this is going to be quick because we're not going to be using a lot of tools. So what I've got chosen here is the patch tool. So if you don't see this, it would normally probably look something like that, or maybe like this normally. But if you go and you click on this and you hold it, there'll be one up that comes up that says Patch Tool. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top. Zoom back out just here. And I'm going to select an area that needs to be fixed. And I'm just going to pull it to an area that doesn't need to be fixed. And I can do this with all the spots, and all the areas. I can also do this another way. Click that again. By going here and going to the spot healing brush and just clicking these areas. And as you can see, it's taking them right out. Cleaning up in Photoshop is actually very quick. It doesn't take a lot of precision or fine work. It's just a matter of point and click on most things. What it does is it kind of fills the area around it. And I can actually drag this. It tends to mess up when you do that. So let's go back. So with this long scratch here, I'm going to try to pull most of it out first before I start trying to do this. I don't really like this tool for that. I like more of your patch tool, and this is the reason why. I can outline this, and I'm not going to try to do it all at once. I'm going to do it in sections and pull it. And this may won't be one I actually have to clone. It's kind of being funny. So if that's the case, let me go back. Alright. So what I would do is I'm going to go down to clone. and this works the same. I'm going to push Alt and click to select my point, and then I'm just going to start painting this in. I'll push Alt, click. Okay, so let's go back, and you can kind of see this is already looking so much better. If I wanted to clone this out, I could, just like that. So this is already looking 100 times better than it did, and it's fairly quick. It doesn't take a lot of precision or technique to do this in Photoshop. Now let's jump over to Picmonkey and look at the same image. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's jump back out some. And this is a little more painstakingly done in Picmonkey, because you really don't, you've got a few tools. You've got your blemish fix, and you can try to use it to clean some of these up if it'll let you. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Like the darker ones, you can pull out with your blemish fix tool. It'll lighten them. It doesn't really pull them all the way out, but it does kind of lighten them. So the darker areas you can get with that blemish fix tool. But anything else, I don't believe it's going to let you do. Let me take my brush up a little bit. Okay, so since that was most of our dark spots, we're going to go ahead and push apply. You also have an airbrush tool here. I don't think it does a whole lot. And see, it doesn't. So that's not going to help you. You've got a wrinkle remover. All that does is blur it. So you don't want to do that. So let's cancel that out. And let's go on down to our clone stamp tool. Okay, clone stamp tool. My best suggestion when you have one that's this damaged is start in one spot. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take my brush size down a little bit. I'm going to pick an area that's kind of clean, which should be here, and then I'm going to start going over this. And then I'm going to go back and click a different clone source. Since now this area is clean, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to start painting through here. And you're just going to have to do this a little bit at a time. Okay? So, and this is already starting to be cleaner. Take your brush down size some more. Alright, let's go down, because the top's looking a lot better. Okay, so we want to do this jacket side over here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick something about the same color as this area here, which probably about here. see. And I'm going to have to keep picking this one area. Let me go ahead and clean this area up some. Okay. And go in here and start. But as you can see, this one is a little bit more painstakingly done. It's going to take you a lot longer. It probably wouldn't if it was just like one big scratch or something to that nature. But because they are very fine, small scratches, where you have a remove filter in Photoshop that helps you get rid of a lot of this, I don't believe there's one here. Let's go apply and then I'm going to go look at the filters. I don't believe there's one here unless it's been added here recently, but we'll go look. Let me look at this one. So you could do something like that. And it does seem to pull some of those fine. Go back to before. It darkens some of that, and that's just because that's the type of photo it is. The stereotype photos, if you do this, you can, and then kind of adjust it, you can get some of those smaller ones out. See, and it's already looking cleaner, whereas this is what it looked like beforehand, and it's because of those whites being those midtones being so light. But you could kind of make it about like that, and it would be easier to clean up. But as you can see, there's not a filter here to remove noise like there is. So you would have to just manually go in and clean up every single bit of this. So. A little at a time. Take your time. Don't get in a hurry. It's going to be time consuming. Restorations usually are, but more so, like I said, more so with Picmonkey because the tools are not as advanced. It's something that I'm hoping that they will change at some point and get a little more advanced tools to work with in Picmonkey, but I don't know. I don't know when that will be, or if they're even looking at something like that. But it's something that I would suggest because restoration work right now in this is like I said, it's just painstakingly slow. It takes a lot longer to do something in Photoshop or in Picmonkey versus Photoshop right now. Which Photoshop is kind of the essential go-to for most. But it is a little more difficult for beginners to start out learning. I myself started out with Picmonkey. It's a great starter for new members to get started with if you're kind of scared or hesitant to try Photoshop. But coloring with Photoshop is a little bit different than with Picmonkey. You don't already have your tones and stuff set. You kind of have to pick them. Yeah, but like I said, it's a little slower, but it is possible to do. You make a mistake, just go back and fix it. Make it smaller, get in closer. But it is definitely possible to do. So let's zoom out. I'm not going to go through the trouble of going through all of this again, but because like I said, it is slower. It would take me a lot longer, but it's definitely possible to do just the exact same thing basically that I did over in Photoshop, and just get these cleaned up that way. So, anyways, that would be how you clean up in Photoshop. If you have any questions, please post them in the group or just let me know.